This document is used for hazard ID, standard operating procedure, and plant induction. It is only introductory information and must only be used as a guideline and must be read in conjunction with the particular loader operator's manual. We have many makes, models and sizes of loaders in our business, ranging from 3 tonne up to 20 tonne. Each machine operates differently and controls may differ from machine to machine. It is important that operators become familiar with this document and the particular machine that they operate. Every time an operator is required to operate a new loader or one they have not operated in the past, they must become familiar with the operation and controls of the new loader before attempting to operate it. Operators that do not understand any aspect of that loader must not operate it and ask for help. We take pride in the appearance of our plant and equipment. We expect our operators to treat our gear like it is their own, so regular maintenance and cleaning by the operator is essential to maintaining our plant and equipment to a safe and tidy standard. Management controls. Management have a responsibility to ensure personnel are kept safe and are unharmed while performing their duties. The way we manage this is by the following. Personnel who are required to operate loaders must have been given a plant induction and training, provided with appropriate personal protective equipment, deemed competent by an appropriate assessor, verified as having the correct licence and endorsement on their driver's licence, and are proactive in maintaining equipment to safe standards. Personal protective equipment. The minimum required PPE for operating a loader is high-vis clothing and steel cap work boots. The following items of PPE may be required in other situations: gloves while undertaking maintenance, safety glasses, hearing protection, and long-legged pants and long-sleeve shirt for NZTA state highway work. These following items must be checked on a monthly basis. First aid kit, check it is properly stocked and that items are not out of date, and a fire extinguisher, check that it is there, it is stored upright, the gauge is in the green and that the pin is inserted. Licensing requirements. Full Class 1 with a wheels endorsement will allow you to drive a wheeled special type vehicle with a gross laden weight of less than 6,000 kgs or not more than 18,000 kgs and is being driven at a speed not exceeding 30 km an hour. A full Class 4 licence with a wheels endorsement will allow you to drive a wheeled special type vehicle with a gross laden weight of more than 18,000 kgs and driven at a speed exceeding 30 km per hour. Vehicle pre-start check. Drivers are required to perform a daily pre-start check on their loader as per the company's pre-start check sheet. All faults must be recorded. Faults that are unsafe must be reported immediately to your manager and the vehicle shall not be operated until the fault is repaired to a safe standard. Items that must be checked daily but not limited to are engine compartment, oils, coolants, leaks, loose hoses and fittings, bird's nests, belts and fan. Exterior, transmission fluid level, hoses and couplings for wear and leaks, tyres for inflation, embedded stones, cuts, tread and sidewalls. Wheel rims, check for cracks and loose parts, check the wheel nuts, check behind the tyre to be sure the axle seals are not leaking. Lifting arms, loose, broken, worn or leaking lines, fittings or hose clamps if fitted, check couplers for wear, pins, cracked welds, safety pins, and check the hydraulic rams are not scratched. Bucket, check the cutting edge for wear, check teeth for looseness, broken or missing parts, unusual wear patterns, and cracked welds around the bucket. Interior, cleanliness, cab controls, seat position, seat belt, warning device, wipers and lights. Remember to fill out the loader's pre-start check sheet. Plant maintenance. We take pride in our plant and equipment. We expect our operators to treat it like it is their own. Operators are required to undertake some regular maintenance on their loader, which may include cleaning inside and out, greasing, and changing bucket teeth and cutting edges. For all other maintenance, follow maintenance procedure as per the loader's instruction manual. Before performing any maintenance, ensure the machine cannot be started, remove keys from the ignition, and shut off the master switch in the engine compartment. General driving. Do not operate unless trained and competent. Ensure all warning and hazard signs are clean and can easily be read and understood by the operator. Never operate under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Enter and exit the machine using 3 points of contact. Dismount the loader backwards. Clothing can get caught on controls when exiting loaders. Never use cell phones while operating your machine. General public, such as pedestrians, traffic and animals, are unpredictable. Always take 5 and assess the area around you. When travelling with a loaded bucket, keep the bucket low as practicable and travel at a low speed to prevent instability issues. Rollover can occur. Always wear your seatbelt. Extra care is required when travelling over slopes, inclines or soft ground conditions. Slips, trips and falls. The areas around construction sites are normally uneven. Take 5. Eyes on path. Identify all underground and overhead surfaces in the work area. Loader operators are not permitted to carry any passengers. Never let anyone in or near the pivot area of an articulated machine. Do not allow any person to pass, stand or work under the elevated portion of any machine. Underground services. Before excavation begins near known locations of cables, approval must be obtained from the local utility company. All forms of service identification must be used to locate buried infrastructure. This may include, but not limited to, service locations, reading service plans, looking for existing trench lines and service markers, regular potholing, and always use a spotter person when excavating near known underground services. Remember, machine digging is only permitted to within 0.5 metres of known location of any cable, after which digging must be by hand. Overhead services. When operating machinery closer than 4 metres to electrical power lines, a consent must first be obtained from the line owner. Contact with overhead power lines can be catastrophic, so follow the rules of the consent. Fueling procedure. Shut off the engine while fueling. No smoking. And beware of spills and splashback. Loading operations. Avoid overfilling the bucket. This can cause loose debris to fall from the bucket. Large slabs of concrete must be broken into smaller pieces to fit into the bucket. Proper gear selection must be used to maintain control. Drive according to terrain conditions. Never operate under an undercut face or overhang. Do not work too close to the edge of faces, banks or excavations, as edges may fail, causing the machine to go over the edge. Use care on slopes. Operate straight up and down slopes whenever possible. Side hill operation reduces machine stability and can lead to rollover. Never reverse up steep slopes with a full bucket. This can cause the loader to tip forward. Always travel forward up ramps and steep slopes. Ensure truck drivers are in a safe location before loading trucks. Take 5 and assess the area. Using the loader bucket as a means to hoist or move personnel is not permitted for any reason. Always remain seated when operating, with your seatbelt on. Always check mirrors and perform over-the-shoulder head checks before moving backwards. Always ensure the bucket is low, so it doesn't block your view when travelling. Travel at a safe speed and remain alert for other vehicles. Always beware of the ground conditions. Do not make contact with any part of the truck being loaded. Take care not to hit the truck cab with the bucket. Do not slam the material into the deck of the truck. Slowly place it. Never overload trucks. To prevent overloading, use load right scale installed. Follow these instructions for the use of the load right scale system. 1. Turn on load right. 2. Commence warm-up lifts. 3. Zero scales. 4. Load bucket with metal. 5. Raise loader arms until weight registers on load right. 6. Press the add button. 7. Repeat numbers 4 to 6 until you have the correct legal load weight. Care is required when operating in close proximity to structures, such as building and fences. Where possible, use a spotter person. When backfilling excavations, keep away from edges that may collapse. Never permit anyone to work behind or in front of a loader when it is in motion. Use loader for lifting. Loaders are commonly used as cranes. When they are, the operator must understand that the machine's stability and centre of gravity will be drastically changed, which could cause rollover, the load being dropped and contacting objects, or even hitting a person. To avoid incident, follow these simple instructions. The operator must familiarise themselves with the particular machine's lifting certificates. The loader must have a certified lifting point. Only up-to-date certified lifting chains must be used. The load must not exceed the chain's safe weight limit. The load must not exceed the loader's lifting hook, ring or eye safe weight limit. A test lift must be performed before making lift. When travelling with a suspended load, keep it as low and slow. Never allow people under a suspended load. For loads that swing, don't get someone to hold it. Operator is only to take directions from one person. Loading onto a transporter. Loading a loader onto a transporter can be complicated and dangerous if the operator is inexperienced, so only trained and competent operators shall load a loader onto a transporter. Ensure transporter is on level ground. Don't load loader onto transporter when parked on hills. Ensure transporter stabilisers are in place. Use a spotter person to direct off and warn off approaching traffic. Clean mud off wheels before loading onto transporter. Transporter's ramps can be slippery when wet. This may cause the wheels to slip. Be careful of overhead services when loading onto transporter. Ensure loader is chained down correctly. Enough chains must be used for the weight of the particular machine. Shutdown and parking procedures. Park in a secure area and on flat ground. Lower the bucket to the ground. Run the engine down. Shut off the machine. Remove the keys. Lock the machine. Shut off the master switch in the engine compartment. Lock all engine compartments. Store keys in machine key lockbox. Report any faults or damage to your manager. Competency requirements. These competency requirements are needed to operate a loader without supervision. The operator must hold the appropriate class of licence on the driver's licence for the size of the loader being operated. Operator must hold a wheels endorsement on their driver's licence. The operator must have completed a slinging and lifting course. The operator must have read and signed off the loader's standard operating procedure, and the operator must be deemed and signed off as competent to operate. Throughout New Zealand each year, there are serious injuries when working with mobile plant. In our company, we have had similar types of incidents. Fatigue and operator distraction are contributing factors to many of these incidents. Your health and well-being is critical to an injury and accident-free environment. Please ensure you follow these rules in the standard operating procedure. If there is any aspect of the standard operating procedure that you do not understand, please discuss the matter with your trainer or one of the company's health and safety training coordinators for clarification. Please follow these reasonable instructions and requirements. Applying the Take 5 principles and ensuring our 8 deadly sins are not compromised will help prevent future incidents and will ensure safe operation of equipment, which will ultimately ensure everyone is safe home every night. So let's keep safe and stay sharp.